Radiant team ban.
Alright, welcome back everyone
back.
for our final game of the night. We're still casting the Dota 2 Canada Cup, and we're in the Group D tiebreaker matches. As we've got Not Today with a win already, so they're sitting at 1-0 right now. We've got Shazam sitting at 1-1. We've got Slayer of Gods, the challengers for Not Today here on the Radiant side. They're sitting at 0-1. So Slayer of Gods, if they get their way, they're going to win this game. And we're going to end up with a three-way tiebreaker. I was trying to find out how exactly that tiebreaker works. I was reading the rules, and I just couldn't understand what they were trying to say in the rules, and I don't think it was very clear. So I tried to get a clarification that I unfortunately couldn't get that for us in time. So if that is the case, I'll have to try again and find out what's going on. But yeah, if Not Today, if they get a win, then they definitely advance into the next round. Slayer of Gods will finish at 0-2, and then Shazam will end up as our second place team. We've got an interesting draft here, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. We've got Darkseer, Gyrocopter, Shadow Shaman, and Shadow Fiend banned out by Not Today. Slayer of Gods, they banned out Slardar, Queen of Pain, Huskar, and Tiny. As for the picks, well, 6.86B brought in the Doom, brought him back to Captain's Mode, and he got first picked by Slayer of Gods.
10 seconds remaining.
They also picked up an Undying. As for Not Today, they went with some interesting picks, as they picked up the Wisp and the Oracle, two very savvy kind of heroes. I was about to say defensive, but I don't know if that's really fair, because Wisp, I mean, yes, he can save heroes, and he is very defensive in that regard, but at the same time, Relocate is used so offensively that I don't think it's fair to call it defensive. And Oracle certainly has some offensive potential to him as well. So interesting pickups from Not Today, at least. As for our next picks, now we've got a Viper and a Templar Assassin getting picked up by Not Today. Slayer of Gods, they've gone with the Ember Spirit and the Bat Rider.
10 seconds remaining.
Which we're starting to see a little bit more of as Bat Rider comes back into competitive, remaining. Certainly Alliance. Big fans of playing the Bat Rider, and part of that's because they've got S4. And he plays probably one of the best Bat Riders in the world. So you gotta give a little bit of credit to S4 on that one. And we even saw Puck come back. We haven't seen it in the Dota 2 Canada Cup, but Puck maybe even potentially coming back in the meta, as Alliance and S4 were picking that hero quite a bit, and other teams have started to pick it up as well. It's not tier 1 yet, but or whether it'll even ever be, but it's still a pick that's starting to be in the back of people's minds. Final ban comes out from Not Today. It's a Disruptor. As that's Disruptor good against Wisp, and certainly Slayer of Gods need a support. No, we were just talking about the Watermelon in chat. Tidehunter getting banned out, so we won't see it this game. But let's quickly look at our lanes. We've got the support duo from Not Today. We've got Viper, Templar, Assassin. So Not Today looking for a core, most likely an offlaner here, and that's why we saw the Tide get banned out. Slayer of Gods, they've got 3 core heroes there. They're looking for probably more of a position 5 oriented support, as they've got a little. You've got the position remaining. 4 Undying, so he wants a little bit more gold. So remaining. You can go with something that's a little bit less gold dependent, but it's still going to synergize with a little bit more of the. It's hard because you do have a ganking somewhat oriented lineup, but at the same time you want to be able to gank and then back up and then not have aggression, and then gank and then back up and then not have aggression. Or maybe you just pick a hero that pairs well with the Bat Rider, and you just roll off the fact that Lasso has a pretty low cooldown. What is the cooldown on Lasso? It's 90, 75, 60. Okay, so it gets down pretty low at rank 3 there. But the pick for not today, their offlaner is going to be the Earthshaker. We're talking a little bit about that as well. So we were mainly discussing offlaners. But yeah, Earthshaker has been getting picked up quite a bit recently for offlane, as we saw him get played last game. So we're going to see if
10 seconds remaining.
that's the lineup that's going to work for not today. If they can get their win here, as
5 seconds remaining.
notice they've dropped the stand-in, and they've got Leo style
Reserve
playing.
time.
And Slayer of Gods, they're a full 5-man roster as well, so no stand-ins for either team. As the final pick, it's the Crystal Lady, Crystal Maiden, Let It Do, Z-Talk. He's going to be playing that for Slayer of Gods. And Crystal Maiden, it's actually weird. A lot of people initially see Crystal Maiden as, okay, her aura is great for heroes that like to cast a lot. And certainly it is, if heroes like to spend mana by casting a lot, it's going to be good for them to regen that. But it actually works quite well for heroes that don't, and heroes that have bigger mana issues, like Doom, for instance. I'm not sure the situation of Doom's mana issues now with the change to his third ability, getting the Infernal Blade and losing level death, but heroes like Doom, heroes like even Undying to some extent in the early stages of the game, Earthshaker, although it's on the other team, Batrider loves aura, heroes like Sven, those kind of heroes that, you know, when they cast a spell, it's a big portion of their mana pool, benefit quite a bit from that increased mana regen from Crystal Maiden, because they typically also don't really have much regen per second, whereas something like an int hero, an int base hero, has decent size mana regen per second, but they've got bigger mana pools and they're casting a lot more. But that small little regen increase percentage wise isn't actually that significant, but it is for heroes that aren't really int dependent. But let's introduce our teams and our players, as we got off on a little bit of a tangent there, as we've got Slayers on our Radiant side. We got Z-Talk playing that Crystal Maiden that we were just talking about. Vulcan's going to be on the Undying. M is going to be on the Doom. Van is going to be on the Batrider, and Schofield is going to be on the Ember Spirit. As for our Dire side, it's not today, and Goody's going to be playing the Oracle. Jerry on that Wisp once again. He did a really good job last game. Ben Jazz is going to be playing the Viper. Leo Styles is going to be on the Templar Assassin, as they're going to get bullied away from top rune. And last but not least is DDX playing the Earthshaker, who managed to get that bottom bounty rune. He was in a right-click battle with Schofield, and he won out there. So M rotating, actually just coming back around. I thought maybe he was rotating to a different lane, and they were going to move the bat up there, but no, not the case. He wants to get into the jungle to get a creep, eat a creep, so that he gets a buff. But what will he find? Does he want an Alpha Wolf? Not really, but he'll take it. So he gets that. As he'll be our offlaner, he'll be going up against a Viper and a Wisp. That's going to be a really hard lane for a Doom. As for the mid lane, it's going to be a Batrider, and Undying's here for now, but he'll probably rotate away as Goody and Leo Style playing the Oracle and the Templar Assassin, going to lane in the mid lane. But they're going to go on the TA here, as Refraction is available for Leo Style. So rightfully so, Slayer doesn't dive there. But bottom lane is going to be our Ember Spirit and Crystal Maiden going up against that offlane Earthshaker that will try to get as much XP as he can in this offlane, but it's a little bit scary going up against Crystal Maiden, especially with an Ember Spirit on the other side. We're going to come in, going to deliver an item to our Templar Assassin. As Vulcan starts rotating down towards the bottom, he's missing a lot of HP. And DDX could actually probably just kill him here. As, oh, Vulcan, you need to be careful, brother. Fissure coming out. Will he stomp the ground? He will, but will he be able to get the right click off? He's got boots first, so Tombstone actually having to come out. DK's back up in 1 second. He will use it onto DDX, who now is going to smack him with the totem one more time. And he was Perfectly baited in, but no, Goody rotates on in and gets our first blood. We do still lose. The Earthshaker now banned with a lucky S4 rune, playing the S4 hero. Gets the haste, starts running after Goody, and actually missed his first tar, but he'll land these.
Radiant's middle
As they're going to
tower
look
is
to
under
dive the
attack.
tower here. He will get stunned under tower just briefly, as Leo Style is going to try to
Dire's
body
bottom
block him,
tower
but
is under
Van
attack.
going to go down there, will get the kill onto Goody. As that was a little bit of a questionable play coming out from the Slayer's mid player, trading himself for a support like that. It was, he pretty much had the ability to escape there, but chose to just die instead. As maybe I read the situation wrong. Maybe Earthshaker would have been able to get the fissure off if he just tried to Firefly and run away. But he certainly didn't fissure to help his teammate, so maybe not. But we do have 4 kills, and this is actually very similar to how these teams played in the group stage. There was a lot of action early on. We saw a lot of silliness in the mid lane. It was almost 5-on-5 in the mid lane for the majority of the early and mid game. It was a really bizarre game. But it was all very much in favor of Slayer of Gods. I was not today was playing some... I don't even think it's fair to say questionable Dota. Because it wasn't Dota. It didn't feel like Dota, at least. Van marches up onto the high ground. He's going to go for Leo Style here. He needs to be careful. He'll just get stunned under tower, but he will get the kill. As there it goes, finally, as now he's going to get hit from the tower. He will go down.
As a free ride.
But getting that solo kill on the Templar Assassin, definitely big for the Batrider. Although both those heroes are snowball-based heroes, that is not today committing 2 heroes to the mid lane, and still getting a 1-for-1 trade is going to be advantageous for Slayers. Now Vulcan making rotation in here and just getting punished, as he'll find a lucky Invis rune, and that will actually keep him alive. Now Van comes in, we'll drop the Firefly, and we'll walk on top of
Dire's
Leo
middle
Styles.
tower
Now this
is under
Templar
attack.
Assassin in trouble once again, as Van gets stunned up, but he will go down. Now Goody is on the run. He does have boots, and Fissure's going to trap everyone in. In fact, Vulcan getting caught on the other
Dire's
side,
middle
but
tower is under attack.
he's sticking to his diet there, just barely sneaking through the space left on the end of the fissure. This is one of the things that actually helps Doom quite a bit in the offlane. The fact that we've got this camp here. There's a lot of heroes that we typically see in the offlane that, I mean, you think of Doom, you think of Darkseer, you think of, there's some other heroes, but you think of those heroes where, well, I mean, Tide we were talking about, if like the offlane is very, very difficult, they can always jump into the jungle and just take a quick stack while the lane, their offlane, the XP is nowhere near their tower. So they go away, they get something else done, then they come back. And with the addition of this creep camp, that really helps out offlaners, especially heroes like Doom and Tide and whatever that are alright to just kind of go into the jungle quickly.
Dire's
Certainly we see it
bottom tower is
doing
under
a lot
attack.
to help accelerate Darkseer's farm. As, he's the most played out of the offlaners we're talking about. DDX going to get dove on here by Schofield and Vulcan. As he's going to go down, and that's 5-3 now. As Goody was starting to make a rotation down to the bottom
tower
lane,
is
but
under attack.
he's a long way out.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And with that, we'll have our first Tier 1 tower go down. Who's going to get the last hit? It's going to be the
Dire's
Catapult.
bottom tower has
As
fallen.
the Siege Creep MVP. Goody's going to get the bounty rune. Needs to be careful. Right above him is Vulcan. But the Oracle will sneak on through. As we take a quick rundown of our heroes here and
Radiant's
see
top
who's leading.
tower
We've got
is
the
under
Viper
attack.
with some pretty good CS in the top lane. Of course, he's been uncontested, so he's at 44 and 13. Ember Spirit, kind of the Radiant side equivalent. He's sitting at 41 and 10. Of course, he's got an assist and some of that gold from the tower. So maybe a slight advantage for him. As for our 2 mid laners, in terms of last hits, they're pretty even. 24 CS for the Batrider, 25 for the TA.
Radiant's top
TA
tower
sitting at
is
0,
under
2, and
attack.
1, and the Batrider sitting at 4, 2, and 0. So definitely advantage going the way of the Bat Rider, especially Bat sitting at level 6. TA at 5, although clearing up this camp, she'll get a little bit more gold and probably hit 6 here. Or unless someone comes and takes her stack, she'll definitely hit 6. But both snowball-based mids are kind of a little bit behind. As M's going to go down in the top lane as Benjaz gets a little bit more gold for that.
Dire's
As
middle
Benjaz
tower
probably
is
a
under
little
attack.
bit ahead, and you expect the Doom to be ahead of an Earthshaker when we compare the off-laners. As we got a wrap around the top lanes, they're going to come in behind the Viper. Van going to use his lasso, and that's a dead Viper. Jerry will get away though. So it's just the 1 kill. And Leo Style still farming up camps. There's been some really good stacking coming up from the Dire side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is really bringing the TA back into the game. As, I normally don't do this so early, but I actually want to. Actually, we'll do this. We'll take a look at our gold per minute for those two
Dire's
heroes. So
top
the Bat
tower
Rider
is
sitting
under
at
attack.
300 or 418, and the TA sitting at 313. So the TA is starting to get back in the game, but still quite a bit behind the Bat Riders. The Bat's been involved in a lot more kills. Undying is going to go down here. So is TA, or sorry, is CM, as they were both kind of in no man's land there in the Dire side jungle. Part of it was to get this observer ward up deep in the not today's jungle, but immediately gets pinged out as they are recognizing why those heroes were rotating there. Smoke gonna get purchased. It's still, although we've seen 12 kills in 9 minutes, it's still pretty passive, this game. A lot of the kills have been in the kind of mid-laning phase portion of this game. We've seen a few rotations as we exit that laning phase, but still relatively passive. We're gonna have to wait before at least the Radiant side really starts getting
Radiant's
going.
top
A lot of
tower
it's gonna
is
be on the
under
back of
attack.
this Bat Rider, and when you look at not today's lineup, they want to group up, they want to go take some towers, but with the TA behind right now, they need to buy a little bit of time for her to make use of some stacks, and the supports are going to help to support her there. So we got a smoke here from the Radiant side as they're going to try to go on Benjaz here, as they're going to get the
Radiant's
Doom off.
middle
They're going to
tower
flame
is
break
under
them back
attack.
just slightly, as Jerry's going to get the tether off. DDX TP's on in, and there was another TP coming in, but it gets cancelled as Jerry's going to go down as well. So 2 hero kills for Slayers as they're starting to group up, and they're starting to get involved. And Van decided, you know what? I'm just not going to farm. I'm not going to get gold through CS. I'm going to get gold through killing, and that's how I'm going to get my Blink Daggers. He's already up to 1,500 gold, and he's going to get a little bit more as this top tier 1 tower is going to go down. DDX already up to 900 gold after completed his arcanes.
Dire's
And
top
Van
tower
gonna get stunned
has
up
fallen.
here, but he should be okay. Indeed he will, as that'll heal him back up. And now let's switch over to net worth. So our top 2 are on the side of Slayers, as the Ember has since distanced himself from the Viper, and a lot of that's just because Benjaz just got picked off twice. And we've got, instead, the Ember sitting at 2 assists. So he's been involved in 2 kills, and Benjaz has been involved in actually 3 kills. Unfortunately, 2 of them are his death. Vulcan's up here. We also got M rotating up. And the Crystal Maiden's on her way as well. So Zetok going to try to help out here. We are going to have a TP out from the Viper in the bottom lane where Van is initiated. As they're healing Leo style up, and will Schofield be able to get away? It looks like he will as he jumps away to a Remnant. Almost 2,000 gold now for the Bat Rider. Wonder if they're going to go for a mech on this Viper. Certainly hasn't shown any items building towards it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Also wonder if the Radiant side's going to pick one up on the Undying. As they're going to rotate 2 heroes down here to the bottom, and they're going to be coming in behind. As they've already got Doom under the tower, they're going to lead onto the Viper. The TA starts to TP out, and they just focus her down instead. Then they switch back to the Viper, and it's a good double kill there for Slayer of Gods, killing the 2 most valuable targets. On the side of Not Today, the third most is going to be DDX, who's sitting at 1,500 gold on that Earthshaker. Him getting Blink Dagger is going to be very important for his team. If they can get a kill on him and set him back, that'll be big for them. He's going to throw out a Fissure and stun up Schofield here. Pings are coming out. They want to push this mid-tier 1. Z-Talk's going to come in from the side. And immediately gets pinged out that he's making that rotation. As Van, there's the Blink Dagger, blinks forward, gets a grab off onto Goody. As DDX drops the Fissure. And will Goody be able to survive? He's already ulted himself. And it looks like he will be able to, never mind. He's dead.
Guess you didn't know a little
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Lethal.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Mid-tier 1 goes down. Now are they going to stick around for the tier 2? Doesn't look like it. Ember going to TP up to the top lane. I don't see. Oh, there is a remnant down here. Still have to look on the minimap. I wonder if they're going to add something in so spectators are able to see it. Oh, M's going to run into Benjaz in the jungle here. Doom's still on cooldown for 28 seconds. Now he's going to get Viper Strike. Vulcan's going to drop the Tombstone. So he needs to try and keep his Doom alive there. Instead, he actually used his heal aggressively onto Benjaz. As let it go, says Z-Talk, as he's just ulting there, the freezing field coming up from the Crystal Maiden. But everyone here on Slayers, they want to fight, but they're just so slowed down by the Viper. And that was just the longest feed I've ever seen. That was definitely a moment where they just needed to leave. But they just stayed around. They wanted to be a part of something special there. As the Crystal Maiden was singing her song and letting the ult go, but they just needed to leave. And here we go, Benjaz picking up the Dragonlance. So he's got that additional attack range. I posted that comment, or I showed the comic on stream. I believe it was last cast, it might have been 2 casts ago, which was a joke about how Dragonlance works. And it was Sniper basically attaching his rifle to the end of a pole and like just sticking it out there and has a little string to pull the trigger. I'm not sure how that works with Viper. But Leo Styles going to get grabbed here by the lasso, but in turn it's actually Van that goes down, not the Templar Assassin. As good response there coming out from those 2 somewhat defensive heroes that I was talking about in the draft, as both the Wisp and the Oracle come flying on in to help out their little green Nether Drake teammate. Let's take a quick look at our gold graph and see where we stand. Slight advantage for Slayers, 2,500 gold for them. XP's a lot closer to even. In fact, as it updates, comes back to below 0. But there has been a very important item pickup for Not Today, and that is the Blink Dagger for the Earthshaker. So DDX has that, and that's going to give them a lot more teamfight potential. Let's actually go through everyone's items. We've got the Arcanes and Cloak for the Oracle. We've got the Blink Dagger, as mentioned, for the Earthshaker, as well as his Arcane Boots. The Wisp sitting at Urn. As for the Viper, he's got that Dragonlance and the makings of a Yasha. I'm not really sure why spectator chat is showing up, but oh, it's actually in-game, that's why. Benjaz gonna get the Viper Strike off.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
On to the Doom as M's gonna go down there. Good pick off for Not Today as they even the kill totals at 11 kills apiece.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Leo Style trying to come back here. He's got Invis bottled up. This will help as they get a kill on Schofield. So that's that Blink Dagger getting used from DDX, combining that with the Echo Slam to get a kill there. But Leo Style has got his Yasha, he's got his drums, and got Invis in the bottle. He's sitting on 1,200 gold, so he's getting there. But this is still a TA that is far from snowballing how you really want a TA to. But you take a look at the net worth, and she's not doing too bad. Number 2 on the charts. 7,700 net worth for her. As Ember Spirit's actually number 1, so he's at 8K. But a lot of this is because the biggest farmer was the Bat Rider for a while. And the Viper, and both of those have been involved in a lot of kills. As Van always doing some farming, but Leo Style with that Invis has scouted him out. And then there comes DDX with the Fissure and the Meld Strike and the damage and the dead bird. Bats birds. I mean, they've got wings, but I have a feeling they're not birds. I don't know. Are bats birds?
Radiant's
I'm gonna have to
top
look that
tower
up.
is under attack.
It'll have to wait
Radiant structures
for later
are
because
fortified.
we're still casting a Dota game. I have to remind myself that sometimes. As Vulcan and Am rotate on up here,
Radiant's top
catapults
tower has
and
fallen.
range creeps actually getting that top tier 1 tower, so no one getting there in time to deny it. We've almost got the 4 staff completed by Van. Just needs the recipe, sitting at 250 gold.
Radiant's bottom
As
tower
it is
is
the
under
makings
attack.
of a mech for the Undying.
Radiant
He's actually up at
structures
800
are
gold
fortified.
after already purchasing the buckler. Vlad's getting finished by the Doom. And closing in on a battle fury for the Ember Spirit, as he just needs the Void Stone. So another 850 gold, I believe it is. Wow, I'm drawing a blank on that. Shows you how often I purchase that item. But yeah, I believe it's 850 now. I keep changing. I'm still stuck. I always think it's 875. I still think boots are 450. I mean, when they got changed down to 450, I still thought they were 500. Like, it's too hard. It's too hard to adjust some of these gold changes when you've been playing so many games for so long with them under different prices. I'm actually having to expend a drum charge there to get back to safety. Just playing it safe there. There was a lot of heroes from Not Today ready to pounce. S&Y finished by the Viper. So we almost have the mech finished by Jerry. He just needs the recipe. He's at, well, he's going to get some of the gold here, so he'll be a lot closer to finishing his mech. So he's at 500 gold on the completion of that stack. Take a look at the Undying. He's at 1,000 gold, so 900 for your recipe. And then he needs a headdress on top of that. So he's not that far out either. Both are about almost the same distance away. Van's got his 4 staff. We kind of had some heroes grouping there, but nope, not going to smoke. Van's going to sit in Viz mid, but look at this. There's a Sentry Ward already and an Observer Ward. He will still get the lasso off on the Leo Style, but it was bait. DDX blinks on in, Echo Slam, Fissure, and Oracle does whatever he does, and they get the kill on the Bat Rider. Then they get one on the CM, as now Goody's off trying to run on the Oracle, not going to be able to do so. Leo Style has been doomed on up. Schofield will be able to assist in his death, as Vulcan getting Fissure blocked off, as he's trying to tank up by casting as many decays as he can on the Undying, but he will go down as Goody, who bought back into the game to come back and help out his teammates here, is keeping Benjaz alive. The false promise is good to keep the Viper alive for long enough, as eventually Slayers will still come out ahead despite the buybacks. As Schofield and M. Schofield just barely surviving, but M quite healthy, as he's almost full
Dire's
HP.
middle tower is under attack.
And actually keeping his mana up quite a bit there
Dire's
as well.
structures are fortified.
As I don't... Yeah, we had 2 buybacks there, so the Crystal Maiden and the Oracle. Both those supports bought back into the game. Where's my show
Dire's
net
middle
worth?
tower is under attack. Dire's
Fight
middle
recap.
tower has fallen.
Still not updating. Don't tell me I missed it. I don't think I did. But definitely huge advantage for Slayers on the back of that team fight, as they get those much needed kills, but also get the tier 2 on top of it. Benjaz TPing to the bottom, as the Undying is in trouble. His Vulcan's gonna go and grab a TP, but there's no escaping the Viper in that situation. An interesting purchase. The Ring of Health was purchased before he got there, so he didn't run there to buy it, but certainly it wouldn't have gone in a stash. But Ring of Health with the buckler already, so that's not going to be a mech. It's going to be a Crimson Guard for the Undying. So we're going to have a mech advantage for our Dire side, because there is no mech coming out for Radiant. Unless that's what the Crystal Maiden's Ring of Regen is for, but I doubt it. I'm sure that's a Force Staff. And the smoke from Not Today going to the Roche pit. And look at how fast Roche is melting. That's a quick Roche kill, and then the Aegis gets picked up by Templar Assassin.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now they're going to maybe make a move for the bottom, and we already have a TP coming in from Schofield. DDX just hanging out outside vision. And oh my! DDX blinks in with the echo, but the blink out from Schofield, there's no way that was in reaction. No way. I mean, I guess it could have been, but no. No. He was blinking out because he had just cleared the creep wave. My goodness, now these heroes on the Dire side are down here, and they're completely surrounded by Slayer's heroes. As they're going to lead with the lasso off on the Oracle. He's dead. Here comes the relocate from the Wisp and the Viper. As Doom is going ham. He's got a double kill already. He's going to look for more. As Benjaz is going to get a kill of his own. But M combines with Vulcan to bring down Benjaz. Leo style will respawn with that Aegis. But there's no way he's getting out of this. Z-Talk needs to be careful though, but he'll get the freeze off. As Leo style is going to go down. As Jerry gets away, and somehow is invis again.
Is under attack.
But here we go. This time we get a show fight recap. It's 4 kills to 1, but look at that gold sling. My goodness. 2,700 gold going the way of Slayer of Gods. Top of that, they're going to get a tier 2. Might even get 2 tier 2s as Schofield getting some damage in on the top.
Tower is under attack.
Just a Wisp going back to
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
try and force him back there. As this tier 2's taking a beating. But yeah, no one's coming up to defend it now. So Schofield will get this as it's 2 tier 2s going down, and in the meantime DDX has gone forward with a fissure, and maybe he's getting caught out here. So M we'll have to back here. Lasso's gonna grab Benjaz, who's already got his Viper Strike off. But will they be able to bring down the Viper, as we've got a fight up there as well. Benjaz will go down. Now Leo style with an offensive TP will actually put him in position to cut off Schofield, but DDX, his fissure will actually make it difficult to get to him, and Schofield just jumps up to his remnant in the top lane. So 2 more kills for Slayers. Question is, will they stick around and go for this tier 3? Because this is a lot closer game than we saw in the group stage. But still, Slayers leading the way right now. As the sun comes out from the Oracle. Wasn't channeled for very long, so it won't stun Van for very long. DDX is going to look to catch someone here. Might be able to catch the Crystal Maiden, but never mind, he's going to get doomed up by M. But M's only on half HP. He needs to be careful here as Leo Styles coming in. But now Leo Styles to be careful because there's so many heroes in behind M. As now they need to run. This Doom almost wearing off on the Earthshaker. as he'll be able to re-engage now, as Goody is going to get grabbed by the lasso from Van, as he will be our first casualty in this fight. But M, he is on his last legs. In fact, he is dead. As now Van, Vulcan, both on low HP. Vulcan will go down. Jerry's going to go down at the same time. Van's going to go down, but will manage to get the trade for himself in Leo style. Benjaz going down as well. Z-Talk getting killed by DDX as he jumps in and smacks her with the totem just once, and that's a dead Crystal Lady. But Schofield will be the last man standing, as we've got 9 heroes dead in the bottom lane, or in and around it. As I just look over there expecting to see a bunch of bodies, but that's not how Dota works, Niz. But Schofield, the only one left alive, and that is actually a gold swing in favor of Not Today, but not by much, and that's going to be an effect of this. The fact that there was a 10k gold lead for Slayers, and the fact that we've got a little bit of a comeback mechanic in Dota. Besides that, the XP getting up near 7,500. Schofield blinking forward, going after Goody here. Jerry trying to keep him alive. There's that mech helping to keep him alive, and Schofield is going to have to jump away. So they will keep their tier 3s. And more importantly, the racks in behind those tier 3s. But Slayer's definitely taking over control of the map. I feel like anything outside the base of Not Today is just way too dangerous. They'll try to inch out a little bit. The only vision they have is all the way down here, and they've got a little bit from TA wards as I switch to it so you can see the dire side vision on the minimap here, as they have no idea where anyone is. And you take a look at the Radiant side, and they've got a better idea, but still nothing really that aggressively placed, as most of the observer wards are still pretty passive, just kind of covering your rune locations. So we will have a pause here, as unfortunately Schofield will have to disconnect from the game. But we haven't had many of those this game, so knock on wood on that one. But hopefully he'll be able to reconnect here, and we won't have too many delays. And there we go. He has already reconnected, so we're ready to jump right back into this. Slayer of Gods. Oh, no, we got another disconnect. But Slayer of Gods looking to take a win here and force this into another 3-way tie. And put us in a position where I don't know how the rules work, which will be interesting. But if Not Today are able to bounce back and defend their high ground and win some key fights here and then start taking down some of the towers. The only tower they've taken down is the top tier 1. The mid tier 1, still relatively healthy, 800 HP. Bottom tier 1, it's seen better days, sitting at 391. But it's certainly better than all the tier 1s and all the tier 2s on the side of Not Today. But they do have all their tier 3s and they have all their racks. So they've lost a little bit of gold through those towers and a little bit of map control. But certainly they're not out of it yet. But definitely a pretty commanding lead for Slayers. So we've got to reconnect. Everyone's saying go. We are ready to go. That's Goody. He's pushed up pretty far, and he's going to get punished for this. There's no getting out of this one, Goody. Yeah, so they're going to lasso him up, and he'll actually use the false promise, and he'll try to TP out, but the interrupts are there, so he's going to go down. And no buyback available for the Oracle. As Slayers will look to push uphill up against Not Today here. As do they have buyback on anyone? Just the Earthshaker.
Dire's bottom tower is
As
under
them
attack.
pushing up past the tower, past the racks, popping that Shiva's Guard. DDX will look to initiate here with an Echo Slam.
Dire's structures
I don't know if they're going to wait for their Oracle. It's going to be another 22 seconds.
Is under attack.
DDX rotating around to the side, trying to get away from them. He's getting pinged out. They know. They know how important this Earthshaker is for Not Today in this team fight. And Schofield's going to jump on him. And look at that.
Dire's bottom
Had to
tower
force out
is
the
under
Echo Slam
attack.
there. Great play there coming out from Schofield. And this gives Slayer so much more confidence to take the high ground here and start beating away on that tier 3. But maybe Van, you've gone too deep. He's dead. But Schofield, he says, you know what? He's gone too deep. I'm going to go even deeper. And I'm going to find a kill of my own. So he's going to bring down the Wisp. Buyback from the Bat Rider will TP on in. Using those boots of travels, he'll rejoin his team. As M is going to push up past the racks now. There comes Van again. He hasn't learned his lesson. He's still going. Won't find a lasso target. DDX is not going to be able to keep Goody alive as he goes down almost fresh off his respawn. As now they're all diving basically to the fountain as they're getting a million kill. Look at it go, Z-Talk! Just outside the fountain will get a kill with the freezing field. Almost got a double. Van jumping on into the fountain will be able to pull Benjaz out, but it does cost him his life. 80 more seconds before we'll have the Bat Riders. That was a dieback effectively for him. But they get that kill on Benjaz, and now they're just camping. They're just camping outside the base. And I don't know how the time works between these, the tiebreak works between the times. But I feel like it's got to be something about... It's time-based, so it's got to be about lowest game time or something like that. So they need to... They should be pushing more so than camping. Schofield's just here farming kills. And you know what? This isn't just him farming kills. This is buying time for his teammates to take the racks. So it's not... I mean, this isn't super BS. He's zoning. He's zoning right now. Oh, Z-Talk. You're not an Ember Spirit, buddy. Get back. Get back. So one lane of racks down. The tier 3 in the mid's going to go down. And are they only going to get one set of racks here? Oh, they might re-engage here. Still another 15 seconds before we got the Viper and the Earthshaker back up. Is not today going to be able to hold on. Doesn't look like it. Schofield jumping forward. Leo style in so much trouble. He's popped the BKB. He's trying. He's trying. Van running over top of him with the Firefly pop. The BKB will go down. And so will the TA. Soon to fall after. DDX respawns. Gets an echo off. Won't even be able to bring down the Crystal Maiden before the freezing field. The Viper will be able to get the kill though. So we lose a couple heroes from Slayers, and Crystal Maiden's going to buy back, but we've lost way more from the side of Not Today. As Benjaz, he's left alive, but he's doomed to be in the fountain all game long. Ultra kill for Schofield. And now, this is BM. They're camping fountain. Just end the damn game. Better yet, Not Today. Tap out. Call the GGs. So the BM is coming out as the courier flying on in, taking all their items. 12,000 net worth.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's actually really funny.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Really funny to see that happen, but this game is all but over. As Not Today, I don't know if they haven't called GG'd out because they know how the tiebreak works with regards to time or what, but this one is about to end. His game is paused as Leo Style is disconnected from the game. And that's an auto pause that isn't...
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
And the throne will fall, so it's official. Slayers will take this game. And Not Today. They find their first loss. So now everyone's tied. In our tiebreaker, we've got a 3-way tie in our three-team tiebreaker. Okay. So now what? Now what do we do? Huh. So it sounds like... Now I'm actually just reading the official stream here. And Dota 2 Canada Cup says Shazam as 1 seed, Slayer as 2 seed, Not Today out. I don't know how that works, but guys, I'm going to throw it to music in the meantime. I'll let you guys know in chat what's going on, or I might even come back on the mic. But that's going to be it for the games tonight, as far as I know. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what's going on. I'm going to throw it to music in the meantime. We'll be back in just a minute. Once again, guys, I'm Niz. Hopefully you did enjoy the cast, and yeah, you'll come back another night for some more games. As right now, our next cast is set for December 23rd at 7:30. I'm not sure if those games are actually going to go through, or they might be rescheduled. But right now, that is our next cast upcoming, so you can stay tuned for that. But DotA2.ca is where you can find out more information about the schedule. So it's DotA2.ca/schedule, actually, where you can find the schedule. And I'm casting everything. So whatever the next game is going to be coming up, I'm casting that. But I'm going to throw it to music, and we're going to find out what the heck's going on with this tiebreaker. And we'll be back in just a few to let you know.